Okay, two thoughts this morning. The first thought is about overthinking. So there is this awkward thing that will happen where other humans will sometimes find me funny or something like this, or have a perception of me that I do not feel is aligned with my own perception. Good God, the sun is bright today. Anyway, so growing up, my brother, if you ever caught him talking to himself, he would always tell you that he was getting expert advice, and I used to think it was hilarious. And so I was watching a video, and in the video the person was talking about, sometimes you have to get advice from yourself, which is the perfect setup for me to, lay out the line of getting expert advice from yourself. Now, when somebody sees that and calls me funny, I don't agree that I'm funny, because I'm just parroting my brother's humor. That's not actually my humor. Yes, I'm the one portraying it, but when I pull things from mirroring other people, in my brain, even if I will say things like mine or address things a certain way, my unconscious still is very self-aware of this isn't me, this is me mimicking my brother. And so there's that weird thing of people will be like, oh wow, you're so cool, or you're so this or so that, and I'm like, nah, I'm actually not, because that's not my personality. That's not who I am. I'm actually rather deadpan kind of person. I absolutely can use humor, do all of these things, but most of the time I'm doing it from a mirroring position. Somebody that I have admired, that I have run into or experienced in my life, and then I'm just presented with a perfect opportunity to regurgitate whatever was said to me. And now, obviously, I'm going to word it differently, because the setup's not going to be perfect for me to be word for word their thing. So in some way, I guess I could be okay, well, I did twist it a little bit, so I put my own little creative twist to it. But at the same time, I'm well aware, this is not my own thing that I authentically came to. This is just me mirroring something that I found very appealing or whatever from another human being. And then the secondary thought is interesting. I was watching a little video last night, and it was talking about a girl named Seven, and it was talking about, the reason that her name was Seven is because she was a preemie, and she only had a 7% chance of living, and it was about, the defying the odds type of thing of, all it takes is 1%, and so many people will write stuff off with those low percentages, and a whole empowering thing. Anyway, so right after that, the very next clip that comes up for me is a clip from my favorite Will Smith movie, which is 7 Pounds. And I don't know, it's just one of these really weird things of since that happened last night, my brain has been constantly spinning on this whole 7 pounds thing, and a whole different type of heroic act in different things. If you've ever watched the movie, it's definitely a very sad movie, and it does not have that typical happy ending that people look for from your main character, but it also has one of the most selfless endings that I've ever seen, and it's very, very, I don't know, something hits in my core for that, with that movie of cool, being the hero that everybody loves and all of those things, that's cool, that's great, that's awesome, but there are people that don't attach to that type of thing, and there are people who have a darker, more morbid side of things, but they're still doing it for a good hearted, light thing. And the thing about that is you don't get to being a dark person from a nice, sweet life. There's so many trials and tribulations that put people down into that, defense of dark humor and things like that. So yeah, they tend to be some of the most kindest humans ever, because they really have not just a sympathy and an empathy for what people are going through, but a genuine desire to remove that pain and things that they're familiar with from other people. I have no idea why all of that. It just heading back from newspapers today, and it was just, I was at a red light, and it was just kind of one of the thoughts that I was having, and I'm going to try to keep my eyes on the road and end this. So it went over 3 minutes. It is what it is. It was just one of my morning thoughts.